Education is at the heart of America's discussions about race and justice. This summer, an intense debate has focused on critical race theory and its alleged place in public schools.
Tonight, investigative reporter Evan Watson shares the first part of a three-part series on 13 News Now. He's here to explain what critical race theory is, where it came from, and how it's being used as a political tool. Evan.
How did an academic and legal theory created in the 1970s morph into a catch-all phrase at the center of America's examination of systemic racism? For many people, critical race theory isn't what you think it is.
We're not backing down, we're not backing up, we're not giving in.
They're telling people a story as if this theory teaches hate, and that's not what the theory does.
At Old Dominion University, Dr. Narkita Sparkman-Key and Dr. Shante Tarver are experts on critical race theory and educational equity. From an academic perspective, claims that CRT teaches white people to feel guilty are false.
When in actuality, it's a tool for understanding why can we see so many inequalities across systems.
At its core, critical race theory is a concept that evaluates systems of racism in America, looks at how they've evolved and perpetuated, and challenges people to make change. It is not taught in K-12 public schools, but more suited for graduate school level discussions.
It's unfortunate that they're even honing in on something and distorting it like that.
Dr. Tarver says studying CRT can spark emotion, but recognizing how racism has endured is necessary to advance justice and equity.
The thing that makes it so controversial is the discomfort. If I'm in a privileged space, I don't have to feel discomfort. I can put an executive order and ban the thing.
That's what former President Trump tried to do with an order, restricting diversity training on systemic racism. President Biden revoked the order on his inauguration day. Since then, nearly 30 states have introduced efforts to ban education on systemic racism or critical race theory. They're sparked by conservative activists like Christopher Rufo, who posted in March that the goal of the movement is to steadily drive up negative perceptions about critical race theory, turn it toxic, and put various cultural insanities under the name of CRT, having people read something crazy and think critical race theory. That's led to a political strategy for Republicans. Virginia candidates like Glenn Youngkin and Jason Miyares are targeting perceptions of critical race theory to gain votes in November.
On day one, I will issue an order banning the teaching of critical race theory in our schools.
Youngkin called CRT a kind of cancel culture initiative. Ultimately, the debate over CRT has reached local school boards across the country, with some parents arguing for bans on CRT and related diversity or equity discussions. Sparkman-Key says that's damaging.
It really sets us back because it doesn't allow us to really do the work that we need to do to make this country more inclusive.
In Norfolk, Evan Watson reporting for 13 News Now.
Tomorrow at 6, Evan breaks down the reality in our schools. How are discussions of race and racism addressed in Hampton Roads classrooms?
He talked with superintendents across the region to get answers. That's tomorrow at 6 right here on 13 News Now.